Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem. Bruchim Abam. We're continuing in Mishnah Daf Hashur. We're learning Siman Kuf Chaf Hey, Dinei Kedusha. Ein hatzibur oimrim im shliach tzibur nakdishach, ela shoiskin umechavnin lamash shliach tzibur oimer ad shemegel lekedusha, va'oiz oinim hatzibur kadosh. The tzibur does not say together with the shliach tzibur nakdishach. Instead, they remain silent and they're mechavein to what the shliach tzibur says until he gets up to Kedusha proper, and then they respond kadosh, kadosh, kadosh. If you look in the, let's see the Mishnah Berura first. Ein hatzibur hatam. What's the reason? The niskan hatam the niskan. The reason is that it was enacted that the Shatz says it for the kahal, v'yu shlucham, and he is their agent. If the tzibur says it, eich yikra hashel tzibur shlucham, how could the shel tzibur be their agent if at this time the shel tzibur is trying to act as an agent on the behalf of the tzibur, then why is the tzibur saying it? In other words, the purpose of Kaddish is for the shel tzibur to be the agent of the tzibur. So if the tzibur is saying it, then how could he be? They're nullifying his role as agent. V'chein b'Kaddish yeshizar shloi lamer emachazin yiskadel ad amen yihishmei rabba. Kaddish also, they have to be careful not to say the words of Kaddish together with the shots. Even if you have a minion without you, gam kein aser. There's an obligation on everyone in the shul to be silent and to listen to the shots. And afterwards to answer after him. For this reason, even if he wants to learn by thinking, it's asur from the time that the chazan begins nekadesh, v'chein b'kadesh, except when the chazan is gurgling. He's gurgling the latest song, so it's nice. It's people need to learn new songs. They can't sing the same Mim Kaimcha since 1984 every single time. You know, if you're Mr. Predictable, you get up to Aman, everybody knows what you're going to sing, that's boring. So it's good to spruce it up with some new nigunim. The only thing is, people are allowed to think and learning at that time, because we don't need to hear you, exactly how you do the nigun. We get the nigun in general, but when you're saying the words, then we have to listen to the words that you're saying. Ve'eno nikra kedusha ela na'aritzach. What is considered kedusha? Na'aritzach, which is hulaminik sfarad sha'imrim ken b'chol tefillah shachris, v'chein la'ashkenazim sha'imrim nekadesh. L'umasam v'chulu u'v'divrei v'chulu avol shara nusach, the rest of the nusach shemoisifin b'Shabbos einoi b'chlal kedusha ve'einoi tzarich lahazan achar hachazan, that you don't have to listen to the chazan. So kedusha that you need to listen to is nekadesh shemcha ba'olam kishem shmakti shumay sabes mei marim ka'akosav yan neviyacha because al zavi amar kadosh kadosh kadosh. The rest of Kedusha, the Mim Kaimcha, is not part of Kedusha proper. So even though the Chazan is saying the words very clearly, you do not have to listen to those words. You're allowed to think in learning. You're allowed to think in learning then. It doesn't say you could open up a sefer, but you could think in learning then. The rest of the nusach that they're moisef on Shabbos is not b'chlal kedusha, and you don't have to listen to the chazan. And that's the minhag today. Is the rest of the nusach of Kaddish we say before the chazan. Now it's mashma that for the words Le'umasam mishabachim v'oimrim, or le'umasam baruch yamer, or u'v'divrei kachcha katzolima, you do not say those words. That's for the chazan, not for the tzibor. V'chein mutter lomoid az aydei hirer. Likewise, it's mutter to learn then through thought. V'kein kazam Magen Avraham b'shem hagoyis yesh nachlin, avakam achreim soivrim da'afilu yimlich gam kein ein mekra kedusha. V'kol shekein l'umasam v'chulu u'v'divrei v'chulu. Some say even the yimlich itself is not me'ikar hakedusha. Now, so what exactly should the tzibor say? Should the tzibor say Nekadesh Shemcha Ba'olam, or should the tzibor just let the chazan say that? The Mishnah Berura is Mashna, you just let the chazan say that. If you're in a let's say you typically daven Nusach Ashkenaz that says Nekadesh, and you're davening now in a Sfard shul. The Rav Moshe says, Minchas Yitzchak says, Meishiv Davar says, you have to say the Nusach of the shul. However, Rav Shlomo Zalman says that what you say out loud, you say Kenusach HaTzibur. What you say quietly, you say like your minhag. Okay, so right now, as we have it, it seems like people should not say the first part of Kedusha out loud, Nekadesh Shemcha Ba'olam, but rely on the chazan totally. That's what the Mechaber says, Ein HaTzibur Oimrim Asher Tzibur Nakdishach Ela Shoiskim. That's what we have so far. However, the Mishnah Berura of Katan Beis says, Ela Shoiskin, V'yesh Mekilen. There are those who are lenient, Sheyuchal Loimar Im Asher Tzibur. V'haminug Hanachan K'mach Gaz Shulchan Aruch. The correct minhag, though, is to do what the Shulchan Aruch says. Ki imay nimshechu achrayim, the achrayim are drawn after him, v'chein noag hagra, kamakam ha-minhag b'yameinu. Even though the correct thing to do is what the Mechaber says, what people do l'maisa, sha'imrim hakol gamkein nekadesh. The tzibur does say nekadesh. So, bottom line is, even though maybe it's better not to, but the practice is people do say the first part of Kedusha out loud.
Not on Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah, nobody says it out loud. No, even the tzibur. Right, no, but we're talking about. That's because we skip it. You know, that's not what we're referring to. We're not referring to skipping that entirely. Here, the Shita of the Mechaber is only the Chazan says Nakdishach. On Yom Noram, nobody says Nakdishach. Nobody says that part. So that's how the Mishnah Berura comes out. Okay, okay, so he says, B'Shabbos oimrim kadavar ha'amor b'kamatz. Shabbos you say kadavar ha'amor with a kamatz. V'yira hashel tzibur l'sayim lu'umasam v'chulu u'v'divrei v'chulu koydem she'aschilu hakol baruch v'yimlech. Kein kasav Magen Avraham b'shem hasefer chasidim. Meaning the shel tzibur should be mesayim lu'umasam u'v'divrei before the tzibur begins Baruch and Yimlech. Kein kasav Magen Avraham b'shem sefer chasidim v'ratzol shelo yimshech hashel tzibur kol kach b'amirasei lu'umasam v'chulu v'divrei v'chulu kedei shelo yaschilu hakol baruch kavod or v'chein yimlech kaidem sheyisayim. You don't want the shel tzibur elongating the lu'umasam and the b'divrei so that the tzibur does not begin Baruch and Yimlech before he finishes. V'hu adin lekadesh u'lebarchu. The same thing would be for Kaddish and Baruch Hu l'chol davar sha'onim achar hashatz ay achar hamavarech lo yimshach hashatz ay hamavarech b'soifai. Anything that people answer after the shots, or for Kaddish or for Baruch Hu, the shots has to be careful not to elongate it. Kidei shelo yanu hakol achar v'kodem shesayim v'yeh zeh kamin ke'ein amin chatufa. You don't want basically the tzibur getting restless and jumping the gun. Le'el b'sim kuf chav daled sivches. Maril kisha amar baruch v'yimloich haya koireya haya koireya. When he would say baruch, he would bow. V'zoykef b'ashem. Avaloy matzin railas that we don't find proof to this. Al kein loy noagu kein kayam. Therefore, it is not the minhag to do that today. Kadosh v'yachid she'amar kadosh kadosh kadosh. An individual that says kadosh kadosh kadosh. V'adayin hashatz haya, and the shots is still up to v'kar zel v'yamar. Yesh oimrim d'la yatsa. Some say he's not yotza v'tzarach lanos pam acheres, and he has to do it another time. In other words, let's say the people jump the gun, they answer kadosh kadosh kadosh, and the shots is still by v'kar zel v'yamar. Some say he's not yotza v'tam posh v'tzarach lanos be'atzar ke'echad. You also have to be careful not to say it too late. You have to be careful about this at a time of saying the piyutim sheksharoya tzibur maschil loimer kadosh 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 teikef yifsoik be'emtza. That at the time of saying piyutim, that if the chazan sees the tzibur begins to say kadosh kadosh kadosh, he should stop in middle. Now, question. What about doing the wave in middle of Kedusha? Are you allowed to do the wave in middle of Kedusha? Of course not. Why would anyone do the wave? So, like, what kind of absurd thing? So, the same way you don't do the wave during Kedusha, you also don't do Vikara Zeh, El Zeh, V'yamar. Right? Even though some people have invented that, that's a time to start making extraneous motions and flaying yourself in different directions, but you shouldn't do that. There's no basis to do Vikara Zeh, El Zeh, V'yamar. There's no basis that Zeh means to the right and Zeh means to the left, and V'amar means straight ahead. It's a nice gesture, we appreciate the passion and the excitement, but there's no basis to do that. So don't do it. And now, whether you should even say the words V'kara Zeh El Zeh V'amar, technically you don't even say them. You just say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. In other words, technically, the chazan is the only one who says Nekadesh Hashem Chabaylam Kshem Shemakdishim. That's what the Shulchan Aruch says. That's what the Mishnah says is correct. Lamaisa, the minhag is we do say that part. Whether you say Lu'uma Sam Baruch Yameru, whether you say the Mishnah gave no indication that is what the Tzibur says, although many people do say those words. Okay, Rabbi Seif, we'll hold it over here. Have a good day.
Recording stopped.
Okay, we should see the first Bir Halacha, that when the Mechaber says that the Tzibur does not say with the Shliach Tzibur Nakdishach, first of all, it's important to know that the Sharat Tzion in Sivkat and Aleph, when he's quoting the Tam of Kedusha, as the Shliach Tzibur is saying it for the Kahal, and he's their Shliach, if the Tzibur is saying it, then how could he be their Shliach? That's from the Machzas HaShekel. So the Berura says that if you look in the Shulchan Aruch of the Shulchan Aruch Harav, he writes, that's an individual who wants to say Nekadesh. If the whole Tzibur wants to say it, then it's mutter midina, even not together with the shots. However, l'chadchila, it's not the correct minhag. The correct minhag is only the shots should say nakdishach or nekadesh, and that's why the Shulchan Aruch says ein hatzibur. Even if it's masha, even if the whole tzibur wants to, it's not kedai l'chadchila. So where does it come from that we do it? So here's the key. The Berura says the minhag of saying it is based on the Arizal that the Magen Avram brings, or based on the Taz. So it seems like there's a Kabbalistic reason for doing it, but halachically it's better not to do it. It seems like the Kabbalistic reason of everybody saying certain things of Kedusha has really taken a very strong effect. That's why you have everyone saying, Nekadesh, and everyone saying Uvdirei Kachcha Kasav Leimar, and everyone saying Malay Chalaretz Kavada Lumasam Baruch Yameru. That is not halacha. La halacha is better for only the tzibor to say. So what's the svara of that? Svara is the tzibor. You're appointing him as an agent to be moitzi you. What to be moitzi you in what? The whole Shemana Esrei, the whole Tfilas HaTzibor. If you're going to start saying along with him, it's like a bittul of his whole agency. Now, part of the agency is he leads the Kedusha, and you respond after him. In other words, what do you do for Kaddish? For Kaddish, you say Yiskadei V'Yiskadei Shmei Rabbah? No, if you would say that, it would be a problem. Because how could you answer after him? You've appointed him to praise Hashem, and you to respond. So if you're going to start praising, you're sort of nullifying his mission. So that's the svar that the Be'er Halacha seems to be saying here. If you're going to say these words, you're nullifying his mission. He has a very specific mission. His mission is to praise Hashem, and you chant every so often, yeah, I agree. So if you're going to start, doing the job, so then, did you hire him? Did you not hire him? All right.
Recording stopped.
That's all.